When Levant saw Lily reaching to open the gates, he quickly pulled her back. "This has gone too far! Have you gone completely mad?" Lily ignored him and only felt the intense burning in her hands. "Guard, open the gate," she commanded. The guard was surely surprised by this never-before request, but he was only following orders, so he opened the door. By this point, everyone was past the shock of her being there, and now everyone was confused and concerned why she was here with the lowest of class. No class at all. Levant knew better than to cause a scene, and honestly didn't care about what these insignificant people thought of him anyway. There was no need to hold up an image among these lowest of the low. So he allowed this circus show to continue, only looking forward even more to beating her senseless later. Lily went to the man. His shirt was soaked in the blood, seeping from his side. His lips were blue and he was freezing. Yes, his outward appearance was unfortunate, but the most painful thing to see was his eyes. He looked like a man with nothing left to live for, as if his life was meaningless. That broke her heart, because nobody's life is meaningless. And to prove that to him, she wanted to take him out of this condition that told him he was nothing, and that these gates were the division between the ones who matter and those who don't. She knelt down before this peasant. "Hello, I am Princess Lillian. May I ask your name in return?" She knew this man owed her no explanation at all. He paused a moment, hardly able to speak. "Grishimer. They call me Grishimer. I don't know anything more than that." This meant that he had no last name, which meant he hadn't come from a strong enough bloodline even to pass down a name. This happened a lot with peasants who never even received notices of birth, since they didn't matter enough to keep track of. "All right, Grishimer, you appear to be injured. Can you walk?" He only responded by shaking his head no. "That's all right. I'm sure we can find you some help. Just wait here." Levant was losing his mind over this. "If the king knew what your intentions were, he would have never allowed this. You have deceived us both. You cannot bring this man into the gates. He is a peasant. He does not contribute to society, nor does he pay any tribute. This is outrageous." Lily calmly looked at him and said, "I am not denying that this man may very well have faulty ways, but I also know that we do not know everything, and I know that he needs help." "You see, I knew it. This is how you are. You think you can just save every peasant who lays in front of the palace walls. If we did that, then what would become of us? It would tear us down." "Then you do not have to help him. There are hundreds of people here. I'm sure at least someone can spare some unjudged kindness. You can just stand back and enjoy what you have and watch a man suffer if that is what you choose. Again, we both have our freedoms of choice, and I choose to help this man. You do as you want, as I will, and I will not get in the way of that. But I cannot carry this man on my own. I must ask for help." This idea of her making some kind of announcement to the people to help a peasant would only cause an uproar. "Fine, I will help you, only to avoid further controversy and humiliation. But as God is my witness, you will never be permitted to leave the castle again." Levant couldn't believe he was about to demean himself so greatly as to stoop down and assist this foul-smelling man. He was used to being catered to. How could he possibly be doing such a thing? As he bent down to scoop up the injured body, he couldn't avoid making eye contact with the man. He had never seen a peasant up close before, not in all his life. And when he looked this man in his eyes, something about him took him off guard. In a way he was unfamiliar with. It was as if with just one look he could feel all his pain, and it shook him. He quickly ignored this initial response. He looked away, scooped him up, and carried the almost lifeless body across the gates as Lily had so adamantly requested.